Tater Tots, you.
I mean, no, still.
Let's Be Budz show disclaimer. The Let's Be Budz show is intended for adults 21 years of age and older. All content is produced for educational and entertainment purposes only.
Are you ready?
Cheers, everybody. Welcome to the show. As usual, we got a great one for you tonight. Good to see you, everybody. Welcome, all you early birds.
Rick, I'm very interested in knowing in what scenario would you open the show saying, we've got a mediocre one for you tonight. We've got straight mids.
I know. I've been trying to open up with something different, but damn it, I just keep every week. You just gotta.
You know what though? You set that bar high, and we reach it every time. They've been some great shows lately, man. I will say, really appreciate what we've been talking.
Here, that's for sure. Good to see you, Joel. And it's a reminder right there. We're once we've got the chatathon behind us, we're going after the Canadian exchange. I've lost it. Anyway, tonight our special guests are Andy and Ken from It's All About the Biology. And as a matter of fact, we are, what's it called? Simulcasting or something on their channel at the same time as ours. So we've got a bunch of new viewers tonight, and really looking forward to that. And of course,
okay, well, I wasn't nervous, and now I am. What?
Yeah.
All of us, all of you in the chat right now, getting your chance to win a bottle of Lost Coast Plant Therapy. Good luck on that. Just for your information, I put that shit on everything. Jesse Martini is our seed sponsor for the evening. Be the Arrow. Congratulations.
Right.
A relatively new face. Good to see you. What did I mentioned? Jesse Martini is our seed sponsor. Thank you so much for that. And this weekend is the last Prisoner Project Chatathon. So we'll be talking more about that later. But in the meantime, I'm excited to meet our new guests, and how's everybody else doing?
I'm doing great, man.
I just had a great dab. Let's welcome on these guys.
I'd like to say how fantastic I'm doing, but quite honestly, I did something to my back 4 or 5 days ago, and I've got more to say about that later. But for now,
don't get us a strike, Rick. You better watch it.
It's too late.
I don't need to know about your extracurriculars, sir.
Spartan already got us a strike.
I don't do
right
that.
on.
It used to be like 26 seconds into the show, but now I do the intro, so it takes a little longer.
Oh, I see what you're doing. That's why you're at it on time.
Hey, longer intro and less strikes or something.
That's right. Oh.
Anyways.
Yes, the chatathon is 12 p.m. Eastern to 12 a.m. Eastern on the 15th. And it'll be on YouTube.
11:30.
Let's be
We'll see what happens this year.
Yeah, so anyways, once we get our intro for our new guests going, looking forward to meeting them.
I'm ready to rock. You ready to introduce them?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, there he is. Good to see you,
Am I missing
Andy.
someone?
Did we lose
Hi.
Ken?
Oh.
What's going on here?
Santa Claus had to leave. His deer came by and picked him
There we
up.
go.
Oh, there you
He's back. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to the show. Hey, let's start. Let me just back up a little bit. What I'd like to do is just back up a little bit, and in case anybody's wondering, why I call this meeting. Josh came on board. I don't know, more than a month ago, and with him, he has learned so much from so many others within our community, and so as a result, we've been inviting some of the people that he's learned from about living soil and so on, and suggested that we bring Andy and Ken on, and so glad to have you here. Before we get started, how about you fellas introduce yourself? Andy, tell us a little bit about you.
Oh, come on. Age before beauty. Okay.
Okay.
I've been doing Invisible Gardener since, actually, I got the name in 1970, but I've been doing this stuff, organic gardening, since the 6th grade. 100 customers by the 9th grade. I never use chemicals. I've always been the weird guy out. And so I got the name Invisible Gardener in 1970. I've written 21 books. The first was How to Heal the Earth in Your Spare Time, 1970. The last one is Don't Panic, It's Organic. I also own the copyright to Don't Panic, It's Organic. I would have been rich by now if I had gone in the t-shirt business. I get sued all the time, and I said, look, I have the copyright to this. Nothing you can do. It's just, So I've been doing this a long time, and I love what I'm doing, and I'm glad that I met Ken, because Ken has upped my game a little bit. Because I used to say, soil microbes. Now it's like it's all about the biology. It's all about the biology. Really, really cool.
Right on. So, Ken, tell us, what did you do to inspire this man here? What's your secret?
My secret is I have this crazy mind that I love to figure out the why behind what's going on. And when I was creating my cannabis, I wanted the healthiest cannabis. So I wanted to figure out how the cannabis plant grows, or any plant grows. And I went down the rabbit holes, and I come out found wormholes at the bottom, and I went down those. And when I came through those, I found out that all organic life is exactly the same. We're all made of cells. And then I looked at who's controlling the cells. Well, that's the biology. That's those little critters we can't see. They run our entire planet, or at least all organic life.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Once you learn that, it gets crazy. Like, you talking about wormholes and rabbit holes, man. There's so many ways, but it works so many ways. It doesn't matter how you do it. It works in so many different forms. And everybody's proven this, it's proven that you can put it in a 5-gallon, bucket and grow a plant and grow a healthy plant with what we make, synthetics. And then you can turn around and use biology to do the exact same thing, or vice versa. It's obviously healthier to do it, I believe, with organics and let the biology do the process. But yeah, that's what these two guys have taught me, is just, from just like, it's all about the biology. Just, biology is us. It's everything. It's living beings. But when we talk about soil biology, it's like a whole nother universe.
I tell people we are the soil.
Yeah, like we are the soil. Like, from dust to dust. You're biblical.
With me, I do a business based upon the biology. I started in 1970 working on the biology in order to heal trees, diseases, and pests. So I've taken it a little bit steps further, and my business has been growing ever since. And people going, "What the heck are you doing? What is it you're doing? I don't understand." They have this mind blogging thing, that's like. But there are a lot of people who have expanded their consciousness and say, "Yeah, there's something going on in the soil, and I want to know about it." It's definitely.
People are waking up for sure. I mean, like what you were doing in the 70s, very few people were doing back then.
Oh no, it was really sad. It was really sad. I got the title of the crazy gardener. I got the title as the most expensive gardener in Malibu, which is like, you're kidding me, right? Because I don't do gardening services, but it works. My hardest part is the professionals. So I applied to be an arborist, and there's a test. 95% of it was, what kind of chemicals can you use? So one of my favorite was that the wind was blowing 20 miles per hour. How much malathion would you spray? I would spray none, and they would fail me, right? So it's like, that's the way it's been going on with me. But it's changed a little bit, that there are more people like you guys. Before I was by myself. Now there's more people around doing this stuff. But we have to get the message across to the average. I work on homeowners. See, that's my thing with homeowners. I tell them, when was the last time you had a cow? or you had a little farm, or the animal died in your backyard. Because these guys have no soil biology. And then they call me, what can you spray to get rid of that pest? Or the other day, a lady came up to me and says, I have an ant problem. I said, lady, you don't have an ant problem. You have a soil biology problem. How's that?
Yeah, that's true, because I found that, just about anything that I do, if I improve the soil and the biology in the soil, but basically just feed it. When they talk about feeding the soil, like if you feed it and get them going, everything changes.
When
you dial in, and if we're talking indoor gardening here, like a lot of us we're trying to grow cannabis indoors.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother ball game, especially when you don't have the earth to, moderate everything.
If you're growing indoors in a living soil, you're not growing the plants. Focus on growing the biology,
exactly,
and supplying the biology with the building blocks, and the biology is going to grow your plant. It's because it's going to grow all the cells of your plant. But I think we're supposed to be going around in a circle.
Sorry.
Talking about little Bud. What do you do, man?
What do I do as far as grow?
I don't know. We were supposed to introduce ourselves.
Oh, well, everybody knows us. Everybody here on our channel knows me, but I'm little Bud. I grow weed. I make this show possible, man. That's what happens. Anything you want to know specific, let me know. I make a killer lotion, dude. Cool. I make a CBD/G lotion.
How'd that outdoor turn out this year?
Oh, dude, that was phenomenal. Those 3 blueberry muffins I grew from Agnes packets. Oh man,
nice.
Them things are just
blueberry muffin.
Blueberry muffin.
I'm hungry now.
Beautiful.
Yeah, me too.
I've got one of Mr. Toad's Serious Dank. It's in the jars. I haven't smoked any of it yet. I'm waiting. It's sticky as fuck. And it smells like, my wife calls it, smells like a grease pit. So I don't know.
Grease, like a bacon grease, or like
kind of like if you ever worked in a restaurant, that nasty grease pit. That's what she called it.
I started smoking in the service in 1968. I didn't drink booze. I smoked pot. I got court-martialed about 14 times for smoking pot. 1968, and even then I was only in sativa. I don't smoke indica. Only sativa. Long story. I can tell you all about sativa, where I got some, because I collected sativa from all around the world. And the first thing I did when I started growing indoors, I would get worms and plant them in my container. That's the first thing I did. And if the worms die, something's wrong. But the worms are happy, man, the rest of the plants just grew like crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's awesome.
And speaking of worms, because there was I'm watching the chat, and yes, I am still eating worm castings.
Yeah.
That I make myself. That's my probiotic for my gut. If I'm having problems, that's going to supply a whole bunch of fresh biology into my gut every time I take it.
Now, you had mentioned something last night when we were talking, and you were talking about adding.
No,
it.
thank you. That is interesting as hell, and I love that for you. I really do. I'm not putting worms in my body. Any part of I'm not putting the excrement of a worm in my body. Good Lord.
We used to eat them when we were kids. They were good for you.
Oh, maybe you did,
And they
but
still are.
I did not.
I told her
Well,
like
last night, Ken,
the other day. She was like, "What?"
We were talking about using diatomaceous earth in your RSO.
What?
To clean it up, to strain it.
Rick, you're
What's
muted.
RSO?
You muted, right?
Muted if you're trying to talk. Rick.
Hey, what's RSO?
Rick
Cannabis oil.
Simpson oil.
Okay.
And I was
Like
just
that
curious.
came.
It's
Okay.
just like it's basically just you take the plant and you do a tincture, like you do a lot of herbal things, and then you boil off the tincture, and you're left with just the oil, the cannabis oil, and that's essentially what Rick Simpson oil is.
Nice.
But okay, now what you were talking about was decarbing your flour and then grinding it down and then putting it into a capsule form and then ingesting it that way. And now, what was the mention about diatomaceous earth?
I think you were mixing the two, were you not?
Yes, because when I wanted to not have so much cannabis in the gel cap, because I make gel caps. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Here, let me.
Right, it's just empty capsules.
Yes, sir.
And then I have a machine, which of course you're not going to be able to see because it's green. Yeah. Anyway, it's a machine that actually makes your own gel caps, right? So I take my cannabis, I decarboxylate it in a pressure cooker, and then I grind it up in a coffee maker, make it into a powder, and depending on my dosage, I'll mix, food grade diatomaceous earth, which is full of silica, etc. It's diatoms, very good for our bodies. It actually helps clean out parasites. And I mix that in with the cannabis so that I have the right volume to make my 100 pills at one time. So that's how I'm using diatomaceous earth.
Okay, so yeah, last night you'd said that you were putting like 3.2 grams into each capsule, and I thought, Jesus, that's a lot. But
Milligrams.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
That'd be
32
a hell of a pill,
grams.
Rick.
Yeah,
Oh,
32 grams. It will make 100 pills, so 3.2 milligrams per pill.
Oh, okay. It makes it, because I thought 3.2 grams. I thought there's no fucking way you're gonna get that in the cat. But then
Horse pills. You're talking horse pills.
I saw your machine. I thought, oh yeah, you're jamming it down and. Okay, but
I just need to know where to order some of those. That's my dose.
Okay, but we can't. You brought this thing up about consuming worm castings, and we can't just let that go. Okay, let's go back, and I need to hear a little more information about consuming worm castings.
Well, I had my own worm compost bin in my house, so I knew exactly what was going into it, and what I would do, and what you have to do if you're going to do this is dry it out, let it go totally dry, no moisture in it, and then you do the same thing with the gel caps. You put it in the gel caps, and then you consume that. Now, how this really, my wife was having stomach issues when she was drinking coffee, and so I gave her one of these pills, and she's never had an issue since then. And we're talking a year and a half ago. But it basically, if you've ever taken an antibiotic, if you're drinking chlorinated city water, you're killing your gut biology, your microbiology that breaks down what you eat. And if you can take the worm casting, it's going to put a lot of that biology back into your gut. That's why I call it a prebiotic. because we're killing the biology in our bodies that is supposed to be breaking down the food and putting it into your own cells. But the biology is not there. It's not being broken down. So that's why I use the worm castings on a regular basis. And, if you don't dry it, okay, and I did this, it's so biologically active. Those gel caps that'll hold liquid in them,
Melts
if
it.
you put in moist worm castings, they will turn to mush and break apart because the biology literally will eat right through that plastic that'll hold
Damn.
a liquid.
Yes, let's put that into our body. Not to poo-poo on your worm poo, but did you maybe just try better coffee, like organic coffee or something before that?
It has nothing to do with that, though. It's all your body is built through biology. In every cell of your body, there's little microbiology that make and create and run that cell throughout its life cycle. In your stomach, whatever you're putting in, if you're not making the right stomach acids, etc., then the food you're putting in isn't being broken down and being able to be used in your body. So if you take a probiotic, a digestive enzyme, anything like that, that's full of biology, I'm just making it so I can make it myself and I know what's in it. And you're right, it is literally worm poo, okay? And yeah, like I've seen people drink compost tea,
Yeah.
and they would go like, most people would go, oh my God. And I agree with you. I feel the same way about chocolate covered frogs legs. I thought those people are crazy. I'm just not going to eat that. So I exactly understand what you're saying, though.
So,
Like I myself use digestive enzymes and probiotics every day, and I found a reliable brand that I use. But the first time I've ever been told, like, whoa, you can just make your own probiotic. Josh had told me, like, that's basically what Labs is. So I gave that a shot. I haven't given it a second shot, but like I've approached it. But that might be a few excursions down the road to be that brave.
Well, when you understand it's just simple what is actually
I
in
completely
your body
understand.
already.
Yeah, no, it makes complete sense. Like, and especially like if you need help breaking it down, these guys are made for it. But the reality of putting living creatures from feces into my body, I'd rather just say, no, that's a probiotic, not I'm harvesting.
So in 1970, I went to the Hippocrates Health Institute. I was into health a long time. So my first experience with feeding myself biology was I would make sprouts. And the liquid you get out of the sprouts is the biology that you're going to drink. They call it Rejuvelac because it invigorates you with the biology you need. And so I've always been doing that because I do sprouts, and then I used to throw it away, but no, you take that liquid and you use it. I even taken to spray it in the garden. And for me, I have a worm farm. I still can't drink the worm juice. I can't force myself to do that. I made a little tea, but the main thing that I have a problem with, and probably Ken can talk about it a little bit, is like probably in the process of drying, because the worm farm, the worm compost is full of worm eggs. So by drying it out, does it kill the worm eggs, or do you have lots of worms hatching in your tummy?
No, this is getting worse.
I strain mine enough where I don't have any worm eggs in it, Andy. They're large enough where the screening that I do takes them out because I want them back in my worm farm.
Yeah, you have a screen. You have a screen that you screen them out with.
Yep. Yeah, I built myself a Tremel, which is a way to screen worm castings and keep the eggs and the worms where I want them in any larger particles, and only have the worm cast through. So
me, I do the opposite because my whole business is meant to get the worms out of people's property. So my equipment, everything is made to not destroy the worm eggs in the liquid. My backyard, because I spray it and I have a pump that doesn't crush everything, the hoses, the gun's big enough for a lot of the biology through. It actually lets the worm eggs come out and start growing. And so that's why I can't, it's the opposite for me. I want worm eggs to be in my liquid. I want them to go out to people's properties. I want them to start growing. I want people to call me back. Oh my God, there's mushrooms growing in my lawn. I go, yeah. See?
I've done my job.
That's a great sign. Some mushrooms growing. I love that. I see them in my yard. And usually they'll come back year after year at the same spot.
Yeah, you'll be surprised how people have caught. It's a long time ago, this guy calls me up. I do what you're telling me to do, but there's some problem here. The worms coming up out of the soil. I keep taking them and destroying them and going, what the heck are you talking about, right? You know? And I get here in Malibu, they say, oh my God, there are mushrooms growing on my lawn. I says, yes, ma'am, that means your soil is starting to come alive. The mycelium is there. Please do not destroy it. One lady, when I bought a chemical, I've been spraying the lawn with a mushroom killer. I'm going,
oh my God.
Right? Like that guy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I tell you some things about these customers who are like, the ones that I like are the people who have the consciousness. They say, look, we are one body. Let's do this right. The people that I don't like so much is like, just spray the tree, will you? Just spray it. Just spray for the ants. That makes it very hard because their consciousness is what leads us. We're all one consciousness. Either we acknowledge the left hand or right hand, or we don't. We're all one body. So I tell people you have to take care, heal the earth and you heal yourself. That's all. I've always said that. You see, and they don't get that. They don't get to. If the soil dies, the biology in the soil dies, we won't be too far behind.
Oh, there's been some mighty nations that have fallen because of the soil dying. So
that's what the Romans did. They would salt the soil.
Exactly.
Right. So they wouldn't let it. And we salt the soil in a different way. Chemical fertilizers are a salt.
Yeah.
So we salt the soil. And the junk in the city water kills everything. So yeah, we're making nothing's alive, and then you drink it, right? You kill the biology in your stomach. I tell people we were in the soil one time. We decided to walk around. Took us forever to figure out how to carry the soil with us. That's what we got in our tummy. This is our soil. We take it with us. Isn't that cool?
That's it.
Good look at it. Good way to look at it. Hey, Rasufa. So, Andy, I was reading in your bio, and you did a little bit of name dropping, some celebrities that you've done work for. Why don't you just do that right now? Tell us some of the people you've.
I can't really do that because they probably will watch this show and they'll say, "You mentioned my name."
Okay.
Some of them.
Can you tell us who the biggest? Can you tell us who the biggest tipper was?
Biggest tipper? My customers are not very good tippers at all. They don't give me anything. They just I forget about Christmas, forget about a tip, and these people are trillionaires. I actually signed a form. I cannot mention your name no matter what. There are a few of them. So it's hard to remember which is which. There are a bunch of them that don't mind me mentioning their name, like Martin Sheen, Olivia Newton-John. Mention away, Cher loves me. She say, yeah, mention my name all you want to. I used to be called Gardener to the Stars. Again, the name thinks I'm a gardener. I'm not a gardener. They don't hire me to come and do stuff. Cher calls me up. Okay, these palms are dying. I'm done with this guy. Come and heal it. Because I'm not a certified arborist. I don't have the license to. Because a certified arborist, you have to learn how to safely use chemicals. So I have a problem, right? I don't use these chemicals. But a lot of times these customers have so much. See, the whole thing about certified arborists is that if you have a certified arborist and your trees die, insurance will pay you the value of that tree because you did everything humanly possible. This certified arborist used all the chemicals made for man to do that. But if you didn't do that, you're not going to get your money. So a lot of times these customers say, I don't care. And what happens? They do not. The tree, Cher says, these trees are looking back. She was losing. They're $150,000 a palm tree. Okay, $150,000. She lost a few of them. She says, I'm tired of that. And I was there for 3 years, didn't lose a single one because the first thing I had to do is try to clean up these chemicals. They dump the stuff around, the little bull petal stuff, right? Everywhere they dump it around, I had to try to clean it up. Not a single earthworm will be on the place. Not a single earthworm. And the trees are talking to me. They're going, I think I need some help now, right? You can tell. So the first thing I do is get them off the chemicals, the people off the chemicals. The hardest part is the gardeners, right? we need to dump this on. We need to put this. We need to spray that. They still do it to this day. I have customers I tell, okay, you're not going to use any chemicals, but the gardeners are doing it behind their backs. So they stash it over here, they stash it over there. And I go, what are you doing? We need to spray this. No, you don't. So they're the ones you have to try to get off the chemicals, right? The plants in the soil say, yes, because they will recover. But not if you continue with the toxic chemical. Pest control companies are very bad because they kill the soil. They use the worst toxic thing for termite control. They say, well, it kills everything, so we're going to use it for ants or anything else because it does kill everything. So it's a process of educating the public, but I don't think I can really educate a person if their consciousness is not there. So it's a matter of you put up a light, they will find you. They will find me. Hey, I'm tired of this. And I need to do something better. And what happens is they get sick. Ken and I got shut down once, right, Ken? But I can start talking about the medical association and the farmers, right? They're one group, and the chemicals is like give you food to get hooked on the drugs, and go to the doctor to get hooked on the drugs. Same thing. They don't treat the cause. There's a law of cause and effect. I go after the cause, right? A good doctor should say, what are you eating, right? What are you doing with your body? Yeah. Oh, no, take 2 of these and come back once a week for the rest of your life. And that's what it's all about for me. That's why I love dealing with you people, because you all have the consciousness. You know how you watch on YouTube? If you're watching this, it's because your consciousness that brought you here. Well, that's what's going on here. See, people, I want to know more about this because you can cure yourself. You can cure disease. I have professional professors who they just can't get it through their head why the soil biology heals, how it works, because they're so brought up. You got to spray this chemical. You have to inject the soil with this. There's nothing good in the soil. It's diseases, too much, so it's like a process of uneducating them. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's almost hard. It's like you'd almost rather have a brand new person to gardening than to have somebody who's so ingrained in their ways to try to.
It's so easy. The easiest are children and senior citizens. Those two guys are really easy to go. Yeah, this is what we're going to do. Because the senior citizens are open to everything, and the kids are like, kids are so amazing these days, and they don't even know. A lot of them don't even know it grows in the garden. Things come from the gardens. I started a vegetable garden for them. I plant something. I come back the next week. They pull everything. I can't find anything. I go. and the seniors are open to it because they understand. I've been spraying this, and maybe that's making me sick. You can tell the health of the person simply by looking at the health of the property. When I go there, I look around. If there's not a single ant, I'm going, uh-oh, right? Because that's how. Even the ants are too toxic for the ants. You know what I'm saying? And it shows. And so it's a process of getting them off the drugs. Real easy to restore the health of the soil, health of plants. Once you understand a certain disease, it's already a trace mineral deficiency, which also happens to be a trace mineral deficiency in our body. That's exactly what happens. It's not what you eat, it's what you can absorb. That's why worms, cats, and so anything you get in your body that reactivates your microbes, your biology in there, lets you eat your food and absorb the food. You have to get the trace minerals out of it. You need that, right? You can't eat. I tried to eat rock dust. It doesn't work. This doesn't do it, right? Right? One lady says, I've been using rock dust for years and nothing works. I said, lady, there's nothing there to eat the rock dust. Right?
Yeah. You need biology to work on it.
Yeah. That's the way it works for me. And it does work. I've proven it all. So I hate to get carried away because I can do this, talk for hours and hours. I've been doing it for so damn long. It just comes out. I mean, just 2 months ago, I got called by the University of California in San Diego, where it says, we have 11,000 white pines. So they all have this pinhole borer, and we want to know what to do about it. Within 5 minutes, I figured out what the problem was. They're all sitting there, landscapers, the manager, all this stuff. Okay, tell me what you guys are doing. They said, "Oh, we're so happy because now we figured out how to feed. We're using a chemical fertilizer with Roundup to feed the lawn, and we're using that liquid to feed the trees."
And wondering why they're dying. Yes.
And the bugs. So you guys know what a refractometer is, right?
Right, it's to measure bricks.
Right. So I started using a refractometer way in the beginning because I realized that there's something, there's a key here. That's a key because people didn't believe me, but if I could show them something that they can look at, because it not only measures bricks, but also measures trace minerals.
Yeah.
Higher the brick, the more trace minerals you have. And I learned that from experience because I would go shopping with my mom and she would take an apple and bite into it. And the grocery guy said that you just bought that. Every time he sees it, now he slices one, he will slice one and give it to her. But it would be really sweet. Why? We grew up eating sweet things. If it's sour, we don't eat it, right? When we were hunters, we eat sweet things. That's how we can tell, right? And so Mother Nature in her wisdom says, okay, we're going to tie in sugar because plants need sugar, photosynthesis, right, to trace minerals. So that's what it comes down to. And in our body, we can't eat the trace minerals, but we have to eat what ate the trace minerals, right? The whole chain of life is for us to get the trace minerals. So that's what it's all about. It's all about trace minerals. We need 96 different trace minerals. I've learned from experience. You miss 1 or 2 trace minerals, it changes your body. You know that, right? It changes because your refractometer, what do they look at? Trace minerals. And the trace minerals have a certain color, certain frequency, right? So insects, no, that looks good. And it only looks good for them to eat. See, there's a big difference in a healthy plant and an unhealthy plant. You guys know what that is?
Trace minerals and biology.
There you go.
I've heard of it. I've heard of like how plant or how insects see plants differently. How the light spectrum, and they've got a different whole spectrum of light and how they see it.
Exactly right, and they grow. They are genetically geared to see. It's like they can only tune into a certain channel on their TV, and they come in. Oh, that's my plant. That's the food for my kids. So the pinhole borer is a borer that digs a tiny little hole, goes in there, lays his eggs. The reason why he lays his eggs because that bug says my kids are going to have a great time eating this plant. That's why.
Right.
And so the simplest thing is changing their diet, right? Same thing with people. You eat better, you get healthier. What happens when you're healthier in the plant, they produce complex carbohydrates. And when they're not healthy, i.e. lacking trace minerals, they produce simple carbohydrates. And guess what kind of food insects love?
Simple carbohydrates.
You got it, right. And Mother Nature's way of saying, if they're healthy, leave them alone. If they're not healthy, recycle those other ones. So cool. Sorry, guys, I'm done.
Pretty simple too when you think about it. It's really simple when you think about it and you put it all together. It's like a light bulb went off in my head. It's just like, holy shit, this all connects. Everything, this whole cycle. Everybody connects to one thing. This connects to this. And
by the way, you're very psychedelic.
Eat and shit, and just.
By the way, you're very psychedelic. You're tripping me out, man.
I'm sorry.
You're fading out. It's like
my computer. Hopefully you enjoy it if you're on mushrooms. Maybe Ken's then like.
But it is very simple. That's the whole thing. Mother Nature doesn't make anything complex. Makes everything very simple. Even the best. So I taught this for a long time. A friend of mine, one of my students, come up and he says, "I'm into square foot gardening." I said, "Where in Mother Nature do you see square foot gardening? Where in Mother Nature do you see rows of anything going on? You don't." And that'll teach you something. Because if a bug has a disease, it just goes straight down the line. I started talking about genetically modified organisms in 1974 when I first read about it. I get, oh boy, here we go, right? Here we go. And so they said there's nothing wrong with putting a chemical in the genes because it's not going to affect you. Yeah, right. Right?
Wow, so that experiment seems to be failing.
Oh, it's failing. Not only failing so bad, but now there are actually diseases you can get from eating this genetically modified food. Okay, and it's damaging for the human body. It's damaging for the ecosystem. One of the reasons why bees are dying left and right because they imagine going to 1 billion acres of modified corn. That's what the bees are going. They're going, what the heck, and they die.
Yeah.
Right.
They can't see it.
It's an issue, and I don't think we've gotten better. I think in one sense, the chemical companies have gotten a massive hold on us to continue, and they spread it out around the world. They took 1 billion seeds of corn and took it to Africa. We're going to give you this corn. Grow all the corn you want to. But because they never had corn in Africa before, and then they have these genetically modified corn, the bugs are looking at it going, what? I'm not going to eat that. And the doctor says, we have all this corn. How come you're so malnutrition? There's no nutrition in the corn. And they say it won't produce seeds. They said, you have to come back to us, and now you have to buy the seeds. And they're going, we're not going to buy your seeds at all anymore. How's that? And they spread it around the world. The United States is the only place in the world that promotes things. Other countries are going, no, that's not right.
Yeah. People are waking up, though, thankfully.
Yeah.
I don't know what would make it appealing to have a plant that wouldn't reproduce.
Well,
Why wouldn't you want a plant that you can get another one from?
Well, this is
Because
the trap
patented
that
it.
farmers
They
in the United
patented-
States fell into, and that's
They
they
patent that.
got it GMO'd so that it could be sprayed, so that you could
Right,
just
they
make
patent
it
it.
easier on harvesting. You could just spray the hell out of your plant, no weeds.
Yes,
you don't
that's
have
the
to
reason.
weed.
Well, originally, when they made GMO with Roundup, they say you don't have to spray as much. We won't have to spray because they're already in it. Now it turns out you have to spray more, and they patent it. They said we want to patent it. We don't want it to produce because you have to buy it from us. It's the only time I've ever heard of patenting a seed, right? That it won't reproduce because they made it that way, so it doesn't reproduce because you have to buy the seed from them.
Well, you look at alfalfa, they've actually created seeds that the plant will only last 3 to 5 years, and then the farmer has to replant. So the cost of putting the seed in the first place, they're just have basically broken even by the end of the life of the plant, and then they have to go back, buy new seed.
Wow.
And it's all about the money circulation. And if it's like pharmaceuticals, everything, keep coming back. We want your money. We want your money.
So when they started doing this, they say, "Oh, it's not going to spread to other plants. It's just going to be in this corn. It will not spread." So here's what happens. So it does not only doesn't spread, but Mexico, right? Mexico has been producing corn for centuries, right? The Aztecs been going back for centuries. They have their own corn, right? Their own corn that they've been growing. So Monsanto, don't ask me how they found out. They found the gene of their GMO in this guy's corn, and they sued that guy for growing it because the gene went up in the air and came down over there in Mexico.
Wow.
And so I had this guy on the show who was one of the scientists for the GMO project, and they were doing GMO. They were going to do GMO lawns, right? GMO grass. So they're in the middle of Colorado, thousands of acres, nobody around. Figured this is a good place to experiment with this GMO lawn, right? So just think of a small 1 acre plot of just GMO lawn. So this guy's job was to go around and test the plants and see if it shows up in the gene. So he would go out a mile. Okay, well, it's still showing up. He would go up another mile. He went hundreds of miles and still found it. They had to cancel the project. They were going to do the same thing with trees. So there's one place, there's a golf course, all genetically modified trees. So toxic that the bees died and the birds do not go there at all either. How's that?
That's so sad.
Yeah, that's crazy. That can affect that much. Even the birds don't want to go there.
Well, you guys have heard of Sierra Sands blowing off the Sahara Desert and coming over, and that's what's feeding the Amazon forest. Well, that also shows up in Florida across the U.S. How do microplastics end up in Antarctica, tens of thousands of miles away from civilization, in core samples? Guys, all this stuff is in our atmosphere. Like you were talking, Emily, about labs and taking labs. Well, lactic acid bacteria is the most prevalent biology in our air, in every breath you take. And having it as concentrate, if anybody's ever heard of whey and whey powder, well, that lactic acid that you drank is pure liquid whey.
Oh my Lord. So that curds and whey, that there was like an old childhood.
Curds
That's incredible. And you see, I thought I messed it up. I thought I done goofed it and I tossed it.
You were going to get cheese.
I was like, shit.
You can make farmer's cheese from that.
That's
I'm
wild.
76 is one of the best things to take for me to build my muscles. And I started giving it to my plants as well, and to the soil, and to the worms. So, and also to trees, because they need help in any form of biology you can give to them, because it's not just limited to what the worms produce. biology comes from lots of different things. I have in my garden 27 different herbs, right? Maybe 30. Each one of them has a very unique biology. You can make a tea and spray.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I have squirrels that have no idea what to do with this stuff. I make lavender tea, spray everything, and they go, okay, we'll be back. Right. I would make rosemary tea or mint tea, or they hate garlic. Coffee is a very unique plant. All of these plants have their own unique biology. Once you learn how to, I do coffee, cream, and sugar. That's wonderful for plants.
Organic coffee.
Organic coffee, of course. Organic coffee, organic cream, and organic sugar. Because if you, the cold brew coffee is concentrated. So with chemicals, you're going to get concentrated chemicals. So in fact, there's no real biology in a chemically grown product because it has been killed by the chemicals already.
And I'll give you guys the context. He's using this as a foliar spray to help save the plant that's sick that he's going out to, and then working on the soil as well to get to the root problem. But using that mixture as a foliar spray on the plant.
Oh,
I tell you sick the good guys on the bad guys.
Mm-hmm. How much of that foliar spray gets down into, like, actually the plant absorb and get down into the soil?
Oh yeah, how does it? You mean, or you does it?
Well, I mean, do you think how, like, I know it does. I'm pretty sure that the plant can absorb it and then send most of that down, but I'm sure it's keeping some of it in the leaves. And then what I do is foliar spray. So I spray the leaves. I also spray the trunks, the root. The biology goes straight through the wood, but I soak the ground also. But it doesn't work if there's nothing in the ground for the biology to live in. So I tell people, when I was young, I used to make the world's best compost, right? It was amazing stuff. I would get elephant manure, sheep manure, rabbit manure. People would say, why do you have to have because Mother Nature is always blending everything. She's not just using one thing. So I get to the amazing biology thing, and somewhere in there, one of those biology is going to attack that disease. Yeah. And it doesn't work by itself. They work as an army, together as a team. They do all this stuff. So it's really cool. It doesn't matter the disease. The same biology will go after that as long as you have this amazing blend of everything you can get your little hands on, right? And so when a lot of customers, I say, okay, I'm going to do this, but this is what you got to do. You have to get this. You can't go to the store and buy junk in, junk out, right? Anything that comes in a plastic bag is not alive. It's not right. On top of that, when you make the compost, you have to use it within 24 to 48 hours. That stuff is alive, and it will die on you if you my liquid has to be used within 24 to 48 hours. My friend Lathan, he has a compost. You buy it from him, you have to use it within 24 to 48 hours because the biology will die on you. But as soon as you put it in the ground, a lot of them will die anyway because there's nothing there for them to live in. But if you turn it over and if you do it right, because that's why the ideal process is you have this amazing compost, you have this amazing liquid, the tree is sick. So there's a long-term and short-term solution. A long-term would be, let's get the soil going, right? So we put compost in, we blend it in, we get the right mulch. And then there are lots of things like what I do is I soak, it's called soil soaking. I soak the soil, which has all this good stuff in it with more biology so that the biology starts to take hold. The biology will take hold in that process because I've learned to spray. When I spray dead soil, nothing there to come back. The mark will send me text, hey, dude, there's nothing here. Where's the house? Where are we going to live in? How are we going to do our work? See, right? And so you have to have structure. In the interim, you have to do the short-term solutions, things, and that's where the biology comes in. If I spray the tree, the trunk, or the leaf, the biology will come in contact with that disease and just destroy it. See, just destroy it. We'll go, what cured it? Well, one of the things in biology, I don't care which one it did, it cured it. Exactly. It don't matter which one it did.
Doesn't matter. So I have friends who are chemists. Oh, we need 5 pounds of calcium, 5 pounds of magnesium. I'm going, what? You're kidding me. No, you get it. You make a dinner, the best dinner you can get, the best blend of food you can get. And that's what you eat. You don't say, I'm going to eat 10 pounds of rice and 5 pounds of cheese. Right?
Yeah. I had good luck with making a JMS and like mixing a JMS like a
What's
Jadam
that?
microbial solution.
Uh-huh.
Through a
So tell
Jadam.
me that again. What is JMS?
JMS is a Jadam microbial solution. It's a Jadam way. It's kind of like a KNF Jadam. It's where you just take a potato and cook a potato, and then you mash the potato, and then you take some biology like an IMO3, and then you mix the IMO in with the potato, and then a little sea salt in a 5-gallon bucket, and you mix it in with water. You let it sit for like 24 to 48 hours, depending on the temperature that you have it in. The hotter it is, the faster it'll go. But after about 24 to 48 hours, it'll get bubbly all up on the top, and just, I call it bubbles of life, really.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
just a microbial.
You use the potatoes as basically a starch and carbohydrate food for
Sounds like Korean gardening.
It's a Jadam method. It's an off branch of Korean natural farming. Yeah.
Yeah. I met
He's the son of Master Cho.
I met one of the people a long time ago that was into Korean gardening, because I unconsciously started doing that. I would buy 10 pounds of rice, organic rice, and I've learned that this liquid is so amazing that I could do it on anything, because I've learned what it does to my body. The doctor says, "What are you eating today?" I ate some rice. I ate dal. I don't eat meat, because meat destroys my biology, right? I just can't handle it. I have this rare genetic disease, which just means that I'm an O negative. I'm from some other planet. That's what it comes down to. Right? Yeah, I have this very rare.
I heard something. I can't recall what the book is called. I can look back through, and I'll link it if I can find it. But there's something that I read about your diet is supposed to be based off your blood type, and your blood type has a lot to say about what you can actually eat. And like it's certain blood types are more prone to like carnivore diet, and then other blood types you can't have like processed nightshade or any type of tomato very well. Like you should stay away from those. And
those guys say, according to my blood type, I should be a hunter. I should be eating meat, and I don't.
Okay.
Andy, it's all your brain, brother. We know it.
So like O negative, there's so many different variations of that O negative blood type that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? The gene structures are very different. You can have 100 different types of O negative. You have O negative, but you have all these different variations in your gene structure. See, so because my mother's side's from Africa, I have this ancient African gene in my system, which my brothers don't have.
Oh.
Hell yeah, you're the favorite.
Yeah. So it's one. I have an issue with the VA because I go to the VA. Right now, I don't have a health caregiver. Okay, and part of the reason is because the first time I went to the lady, to them, and they said, "You have this really weird O negative blood type that we have never seen before, and you're totally immune to any disease on the planet. I don't catch measles, I don't catch mumps. I don't catch." My mom said you have to sleep with your brother to catch the measles. None of that stuff. When I went in the service, I didn't catch anything, and I don't get. He said, you don't need to take the shot, the vaccine shot. We're going to give you a little thing that says you got it. And they fired her. The second lady that came along said the same thing. What is it? And they fired her. So now I don't have a health caregiver because they will say the same thing. You don't need to take the shot. And what's interesting too is when I was being O negative, I would give blood in the service, right? Once a week I gave blood. And I don't know if I should say this or not, but I was very... I'm going to say hippie. And I thought, all you need to say is I'm a psychedelic hippie. That's the right. And I told the doctor I'm a psychedelic hippie. I don't drink booze. I smoke pot, and I do the 3-letter thing. Right? and he said, okay, well, we'll see what happens. These guys should give blood, and they'll be lying there smiling, and they love my blood. They say, oh man, this is so good.
No shit. Right? No shit. Hey, little public
smoking pot on board ship. I didn't drink booze, and I was the only one on board ship. There's 2,000 Marines. I used to weigh 200 pounds. I was a vegetarian until I went in the service, and then you have to eat whatever they give you, right? Whatever they give you, I would eat. But I did not like it, so I would go out and find vegetables. I would find, and the captain says, he would tell me, son, real men don't smoke pot, they drink beer. I go, sir, sorry, you're mistaken. And I got in trouble with him so many times. One year, in the service, you're either, if you're an officer, you're allowed to be in civilian uniform. You hit shore. Otherwise, you have to be in your uniform, right? Unless you're in a port where your family lives. That's the exception. So I'm half my pilot from Puerto Rico. The ship pulls in. I put on my civilian uniform and went to visit them. The shore patrol said, "Lopez, you're in trouble now." I said, "No, I'm visiting my parents, my grandparents." "No, I don't believe you." So they took me back, and they were going to throw me in the brig. And the captain came down. "What did you do?" I said, "So I want to visit my family, and I can prove it." So I went with him. He met my family. He met half of my black family. They're all really cool black people. On the way back, he says, "Lopez, I know you're carrying a junk with you. Hand it over. I gotta see what this is." He was a big guy, bald hair, big fat guy. He was not fat, but he was like really big. And he got the joint. He smoked. He was laughing and giggling and having a great time. And he says, "That's fine with me." He said, "I like that. I like that. It makes me hungry." I was a photographer on board ships, see, and the photographer had a dark room. I would smoke in the dark room, and they would pump it throughout the ship. Throughout the ship. So 2,000 Marines, like bad guys, will wake up going, "Oh man, am I hungry?" They got
Perfect.
Oh shit. Hey, for the benefit of your friends that you brought to the show, Ken and Andy, we do a 2-hour show, and Ken has agreed to stay for the full show. He couldn't speak for Andy. We were talking last night. He didn't know when Andy's bedtime was, so we'll see how long. But as usual, I glanced over the clock, and boom, there's an hour gone. So, but I wouldn't mind Josh getting a chance to check out what's going on in your grow today. I know that you're on day 58, day 59, something like that. And Emily, I'd like you to give us an update on the scheduling for the chatathon coming up this Saturday. Pretty excited about that.
You got it, dude.
I do want to break in just for a second, Rick. Guys, if you want to be part of the choruses, you actually have to go to the Let's Be Budz YouTube channel and get on their YouTube channel through their chat. If you guys want to win any of the seed draws, etc., that they have, you cannot do it through It's All About the Biology channel. So guys, switch over to Let's Be Budz channel so you do have a chance to win. I just wanted to point that out, Rick.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Ken.
Here, guys, we don't bite. Rick is weird.
And Dave will be running that around the bottom of the upcoming hour. So stick around for that, please. Give us a little bit of an update here, please, Josh.
Yeah, you're looking at the Verdi. You're looking at the Verdi skunk from Luna Whitcomb. That's across that she did.
By the way, she'll be our guest on the 2 weeks from now.
Awesome. And then that is a alpha cheese skunk. It's from Purple Caper, which I think their Instagram got taken down. I haven't found them in a while. And then that's Pooter right there. That's my goldfish. And then that's Cooter right there.
You have all the turtles now, or are you still waiting on one, like the rescue?
Bent Wizard has not sent his other. He said he was going to send it, but I haven't seen it. Haven't seen it. But he might still see. Maybe it was one of those things that he wanted to get rid of it, and then he started holding it and just couldn't
change his mind. How big will they get?
Which one?
How big will the Cooter?
I was like, shit, I can't hear anything.
That's Digger right there. He's hanging upside down. He can't. He's upside down. He can't flip over. He's trying to flip over, but he's going to get it here in a second. He's like, he woke up and rolled over and couldn't get straight.
Are you just using your phone to record?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And they'll get pretty big. Depends on how, I've seen them really big. I've seen the ones out here in the reservoir sitting on the log, they're the big sliders. They can get, pretty
So
decent.
they're like goldfish or other things. They'll grow to their environment.
Yeah. Well, I've never had a turtle all the way through. I had
Yeah.
one when I was a kid, and then we had to get rid of it, of course. But
Are
he's
you
still
using
struggling.
this to make
There you go.
biology plants?
Deleted.
Are you using this to make biology for your plants?
Oh.
Yeah, this whole system is set up so the whole system is set up. Just imagine a sandbox, and then in the sandbox I use pond liner, and basically created a horizontal soil system. So through Leighton Morrison, I learned the horizontal soil system, and I basically just built it in layers inside of a sandbox.
Nice.
And what's happened is then I put the pond in, and then I built a creek system. So there are walls made out of the creek walls are made out of rock, basically. And then that whole
complete ecosystem.
Yeah, and then there's one pump in the pond that pumps that water up to the mountain and then flows down through the creek. And the creek is the filtration system. And then I'm using sand, silt, clay, and organic matter because I live here on a freshwater reservoir. So I have access to this active sand, silt, and clay. Is basically, what you're walking on when you're walking on the edge of the reservoir here. And you can I take a little bit of that and line the creek and the bed of the pond there after I've composted it. So I just take it and I spread it all out in my driveway, let the sun bake out all the bad biology, and then I take that and put it into the creek and let the pond. So basically what happens is I line the creek edges up into the soil pockets, and that sand, silt, and clay wick water up over the wall into the soil bed. And then it's all about distributing that sand and clay and that silt and organic matter mix where it wicks the water into your soil pockets. And then the plants absorb that water as it's being wicked in. So it's basically I'm using the creek to water my plants and provide the biology and I'm crossing. I'm basically I try to get to the point where I am the aquatic biology and the terrestrial biology meet.
Yeah.
And I think right on that line is where most of the activity is. Like all the worms that you were talking about. I mean, the worms love the sand, the silt, the clay, the organic matter, but they really love it on the edge of the creek. Like not in the creek, but right on the edge, like mixed in with the pea gravel and the algae, and just I've been piling up algae out of the creek onto the edge of the sand and silt, and I've just been watching these worms turn it into soil, basically turning sand, silt, and clay into soil right in front of my eyes. And that's how the whole system is supposed. This is my first time doing this, so I basically just
Good for you.
Grew a big set of balls and decided to show everybody.
And it's doing an amazing job.
That's all. Screw it.
What's really cool, what I really enjoy, Josh, is your commitment to putting out one of these videos every day, and so we get to share the journey with everybody, and it's really cool. What is this, day 58 or day 59? You're so close to.
That's that's day 57 or something like that. But I wanted to also say that lactic acid bacteria we were talking about, that lactobacillus. Mm-hmm. That's another reason why the water is so crystal clear in the pond, is because that's what I'm adding into the pond. So I'm just making my own lab and just mixing the lab with EM1 and dumping it into the pond and letting it cycle through the creek. And that is doing a lot of the cleaning for me, along with shrimp and clams and all the biology that's in the creek and So the fish poo, the turtle poo, the shrimp poo, the whole cycle's there.
Nice.
And the cannabis is really responding well, with the lights. Now I've got the Grandmasters, so the light, now I can adjust the light. I can do a lot of different things that I want to do with that light. And I'm just learning that, really utilizing the spectrum tuning on the lights is it's tricky, but it works. I can say that it definitely, you can take reds out and add blues in and just make the plant do different things. You can watch it stretch. You can keep it short. And so that really helps because I don't have a lot of headspace with all that, mass of, garden that I have. I took up a lot of it because I needed that depth.
Just soil.
Horizontal system,
It'd be nice if you could do that on people's properties.
Yeah, this is like the first one, so I'm very hesitant on, I got some kinks to work. Like it took a long time. It was really stressful for me getting this dialed in. It took 10 months. And then once I got it started, the problems really started. Like the overwater. Like it was pumping, it was wicking. I overestimated how much sand, silt, and clay actually wicks. It wicks like insane amounts of water.
Yeah, they drown.
A little tiny stream will wick a ton of water. And I was putting it all along the edges. I was just putting it everywhere and letting it just wick up. And I was just flooding the system.
Yeah, that happens to me with my worm farms. It's too much water, they drown. They run away. They get out of the unit and they go somewhere else.
Well, I've noticed on the worms, they love that right on that edge, like you talk about, not enough water, but too much, but that edge, they're right on that line of where it's just super moist, super wet, but it's not in the water. They just destroy. I mean, I can pick up a rock that's on the edge of the creek, and it's always 100% guaranteed going to be a worm there.
Yeah.
Emily, before the show is over, can I get you to share the screen of that meme that Vark Dog made?
No, you can't. I don't know how to do that.
Oh, okay. You can do it. You can do it.
It's not even my screen. I got to reach over everything.
It was hard enough for me, but I did.
I know. He's in the chat. I know.
Oh, is he? Oh, I was going to ask. Maybe I was going to ask him. Maybe
I thought I saw him in there earlier.
Okay. But I want to remember to that was so fucking hilarious.
That was cool.
But Andy and Ken, I want to get back to you guys for a while. Tell me a little bit more about your show, how you guys decided to get together. I think you're in your third season now.
Yeah, Andy, I don't know if you want to take that question. You want me to?
Well,
don't fight over me, boys.
I'll let Ken start it, and then I'll jump in.
Actually, it all was because of the vid, and Leighton Morrison was walking down the beach, as I understand, and the two of them got talking, and it ended up Leighton asked me to have invite Andy onto his show, which is on our channel. It's all about the biology channel. We have a multitude of different shows.
Excuse me. They knew each other, Andy and Leighton?
No, they met in California walking on the beach is what I understand.
Well,
is that right, Andy?
No. So what happened was Leighton showed up in my part of town, in Oxnard. I live in Malibu. And he moved because he was in the East Coast. And then when he came over here, then they had the vaccine virus, and he couldn't go back to the East Coast. So he wanted to start, he decided, I want to start a business. Everybody says, you got to talk to the Invisible Gardener. So finally he calls me up and he says, I guess we need to talk. And I was really impressed with, I've been doing this for so long by myself. I was giving up. I said, well, there's not going to be But Layton's got the ability to make the most amazing liquid, the most amazing compost I've ever seen, next to what I do. See, I always do the best, but you know what I'm saying. And then he turned me on to Ken, and it's pretty much, for me, I've never, because I've always tried to teach people, and I would hit a dead wall, microbes, what the heck is that? But when you talk about biology, it just blew me away, because people go, yeah, I understand what you're talking about. And so that's how we got together. He's just not too far from here. I actually buy his liquids. I say, if you make your liquids better than mine, I want yours. I want anything that's better than mine, because I'm not going to be here to recreate it. Well, I'm learning, so many people are coming up. They're doing their thing. They're taking what I've been doing steps further. I said, well, that's what I want. I want the best for my customer, right? And so I've been doing this for a long time. I'm so happy there are people like Ken, like Layton, all these people around me that are growing organically, and they are starting to understand more and more of the process, because it's really super simple. And that's how we got together. And I've been having wonderful time doing the show here, because Ken and I can just keep on going on forever. We can do hours and hours and hours and hours and feed each other back and forth. Like I said, I can talk for years. Sit down and talk for years. So
we had
Rick was worried about me not talking.
With that,
Rick was worried about us not being able to talk. I was like, I don't think
we had Andy on with Leighton Morrison on Monday's show, and so I got to know Andy that way. And then we started the show ourselves on Wednesday evenings, actually the exact same time slot that you guys are in.
Yeah, we gave up our time slot for you.
Yep, we came on to visit, but called Gardens the Untold Story. And yeah, we're in our third season. We're going to be starting our fourth season here in January together.
And we can't run out of things to talk about. I mean, I did a column for 20 years, a weekly column. So I got plenty of things. I have 21 books. I have all kinds of stuff coming out of here. And as I get older, I'm not going to take it with me. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take it with me. I want to spit it out so people go, take it and run with it. You don't need to recreate the wheel, but if you make a better wheel, tell me about it, because that's what I want. Yeah. And that's what you guys are all about. That's what you're all doing here. You're having this amazing conversation all about the biology. That's what it's all about for me.
And what I think is like extra fun and cool about it is that I feel almost like we're ahead of the science. We're ahead of the science on this, right? And they're catching up. They're sending out the papers, and they're catching up to us. But it's like I feel like we're on the bleeding edge of things right now.
Certainly are.
And science, society, and everything else. They're gonna have to catch up. They're gonna take those Roundup bottles and throw them out.
I don't think they're going to catch up, because they're into the money.
Yeah, true.
And cannabis growers are into the plant money and the love.
Yeah, they can't let go of that money. So this college I gave a talk to, and I said, well, your real problem is you have to stop using you have to pay attention to the health of the soil. The chemicals you're using for the lawn is not good for the trees. Everything's stressed out, and you need to go organic. I said, well, we have a problem. Guess who's paying our money? Guess who's paying for the school? Right? Because I was offered to teach a class, right, in an environmental center. And the first thing I found out is the chemical companies are paying for them. And you can't really say ban the chemicals, because they won't give you the money.
Well, if you look at the history of the whole thing, I'm sure you know it well. I mean, all those universities were built on the petroleum money. So
exactly right. So that's the problem. That's always been an issue. I would love to go to a country that doesn't depend on money. That's why I like Star Trek. Nobody uses money. It's really cool. I love it.
I wish that schools, like, there's all these courses and stuff you can take, and all of these, like, you can choose to pursue education in terms of soil regeneration and things like that. But who teaches that to kids just in school and regular living? And so that would have been so useful, like knowing that worm castings turns, clay and silts and sand into actual usable soil would have been life-changing, because I grew up, food was very scarce, and sure, we had some land, but it was all clay, and that was it. I would ask my mom, and we can't afford to build beds up and get all the soil for it, and you're not going to get anything to grow in there because it's all clay. So sure, we didn't have much food, but we also didn't really try to fix that, is what it feels like, and here I am as an adult being able to look back and say there were so many things that we could have done to have been self-sustaining, like to just make it easier on ourselves or make it more beneficial what little that we had. And so I think it's so important to teach children themselves, like, okay, cool. Like if your parent doesn't want to do this, like just know that there is something that you can do and make that accessible at their level.
So when I started the Invisible Gardener, the first thing I did was I had this lady make an ant costume for me, an ant, a little big thing, the thing. And I would give a talk to the kids. I'll go, hello, boys and girls. And
you are made of my nightmares.
I said, you're Mickey Mouse. No, I'm not.
I guarantee you are.
I really love talking to kids because they're so intelligent. They're so smart. We had to tell them
and want to know.
Because we would talk about science. We would talk about the speed of light. We would talk about toxins. And the adults are going, what the heck is going on here? Right? And these kids are, some of them who come up to me and says, I've been wanting to do this, but they wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
The parents would say, we got to use this chemical. We got to spray this stuff. And they're going, what? And the way I got attention to the kids, I would buy tofu worms. Okay? They're made out of tofu. So I would say, listen, kids, okay, they're bored. They say, okay, give me a second. I have to have my lunch. I take out my 2 pieces of bread. I go out in the yard and I make like I'm digging. I pull these worms out, put them in, and I would go start eating. They would be like, okay, we're paying attention. And that's important to me, to pass it on to kids, because I know the kids are going to come up with some amazing things that we should do, because we still have time to heal the earth. The earth is not going to go down. We are. That's the problem, okay? The earth will still be around. The ants are gone. Do you remember what those things were that walked around? What were they called? Right?
Well, I think, if we have the opportunity to, in our communities to go to the schools and start school gardens, I think that's where we really need to start with the kids, because they're not going to come on, this type of a show, and even, Andy and my show, but if we can get out into the community, into the schools, and everybody, like I have a saying beside me, it says, one lit candle can light many without ever diminishing its own light. So when you learn this stuff and you learn how to grow and the different methods, and you have the ability to get out into the community to the kids to help a community garden and teach the kids, please, yes, that's where saving our planet starts, is with the children.
It does. In the 6th grade, I had, by the 9th grade, I had 100 customers in one time or another. And the school was so cool because I probably did the very first, I went to the principal and says, I want to do tomatoes. Because I said, at first I said, I don't want phys ed. I want to do gardening. They said, well, you can't do that. You have to do home ed. So I went into home ed, and the first thing I said, I want to do gardening. I want to grow tomatoes, edible landscaping. I didn't call it edible landscaping, but basically I want to landscape the whole school with tomatoes, which seemed like a good idea at first, but then they take the tomato, they would throw it at the cops, they throw it at each other. Principal says, well, it's not a good idea. Well, how about cabbage? That also didn't work out. They can throw it at people. But that was the basic idea. So people would come to me and say, see, at my home, my parents I would do the gardening. People would walk by and they'd steal tomato. I said, how about give me a quarter for that tomato? And it was like delicious. They would go, oh my God, this is amazing. And so they said, can you come to my place and do it? And the first thing I would tell them is, why do you have all these chemicals in your garage? What are you doing with all that stuff? I wouldn't go anywhere near your place. I'd say, do you have a pest control company coming? Don't talk to me. I don't want to come anywhere near it. And I still do. When I go see a customer, I say, do you have a pest control company? Yeah, well, you have to I make them sign a bunch of rules. You can't use this chemical. You can't do this. You can't do that, because they're idiots. They really are. They keep doing it. Behind my back, they do this stuff. So educating.
My favorite is when the lawn service calls me up and asks me if if they can come out and spray my yard. I'm like, are you happy that your job is to destroy the world? Is that why you're calling me?
Something about those guys too. They used to do blood testing for them. They stopped it.
Really?
Stop doing blood testing because the chemicals would show up in their blood, and then they had to pay for their health because if they say, well, it wasn't our fault you had disease, but when you tested and say, yeah, that chemical you were spraying is in the blood, they had to pay for that. And I was a consultant for different pest control companies, and what they do is there's a law now that says if you're 1% organic, you can say you're organic. Right? So if you have a pest control company, they call it Mother Nature. Oh, that's supposed to be organic. It says organic on it. You ask them, what are you doing that's organic? Well, I use this product. But there's all these other stuff that are chemicals, but they can say they're organic. That's the law, which is kind of weird, right?
Wow. Yeah.
You live in California. They have weird laws.
Yeah, we have all kinds of laws over here that I like geared towards money, geared to making money. And that, I don't see that's going to end anytime soon until we get to the Star Trek phase, where we start to say, you don't need money. You can do whatever you want to do to make you happy,
Let the robots take over.
Let the robots take over. By the way, as Josh, you can take AI and teach it to control your lights through the computer. You know that, right?
Oh, it's coming. Yeah, give it another 10 years.
There's a program I read about where they can actually teach the AI the light you can use to grow. Plus, you can teach the AI. So my thing is, I also started I actually started a church in 1970 called the Living Institute of Survival Technology, and I teach energy and frequency. And my idea is, in my second half of my life, I want to develop a computer program that can read your aura, read your energy, and say, okay, you're missing this. Lie down. Well, let me give you the colors that you need to heal. Oh. And you can do that with the plants. I call it inner gardening because when you play music, you play frequency. The frequency attracts the energy that's needed for the health of the plants and the health of people. That's taking it a little bit step further than just dealing with the. Because if you're basically really dealing with energy. I do a show Cosmic Gardening because that's what it's all about. Cosmic energies through the earth, and they leave their energy in the trace minerals, and that's what we eat. Just throw it out there for you.
Yeah, that's AI is going to get kind of insane. It already is. I mean, like the video we saw that Vert Dog made. Like, we didn't do that. I mean,
I found it. I
literally had me like blowing clouds of smoke out on the thing, and I'm just like, I didn't never do that. Wait a minute, that's not me.
Okay,
this me. I didn't do that.
Okay, let's see it, Rick. Let's see it.
I got to share this with the world. Bark Dog obviously has way too much fucking time on his hands because this is what he created. Let's see here.
All right, now this is technical, so Uncle Rick.
The stream ends.
We're just about there. We're just. Oh, everybody disappeared. The whole screen.
There it is.
There it is. You just gotta hit the play button.
But I can't. Oh, okay.
Look at
that. Oh no.
That's so cool, man.
Oh my
Honestly,
God.
I think that turned out so good. I think that's awesome.
Oh Jesus!
You gotta get that on the show, man. You gotta get that.
That's pretty sweet.
We're gonna have to work on something. Dave, you got extra?
He needs to send that to me. Yep, he needs to send that to me.
It could be a cool opener or something. That'd be awesome.
Oh, I will absolutely.
Oh shit!
Oh, that'd be a cool closeout. Yup.
Yeah. So we got to get Vark Dog to send that to you, right, Dave?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, because I can't forward it to you for some reason. So,
obviously,
and that's probably the reason.
Add him to the group. He's not in that group. Just
Right.
add Dave to the group.
Oh, just add him. Oh, anybody can add anybody to the group. Ah, there you go. Okay. Okay, I still got to go on this screen over here. I got to turn it. It's too fucking funny.
He's gonna watch it for the rest of the show. On that
Oh, No. I gotta.
I've got a question. So with adding like microbes and biology and stuff like that into the soil, like if you put a seed, then would they eat that? Would they eat the seed if there's not enough bad biology?
No. You tell them, Ken.
Not generally speaking, you have to have a very weak seed. If you're putting it in there and the biology in the soil is consuming it,
Okay.
generally speaking, that's not going to ever happen.
What about like a clone, like a small root?
You're still looking at it as
clones-
bad. I mean, on a side note, most seeds come with, I mean, if it's from organic cannabis, at least it's, and even synthetic, you're going to have those like those microbes on the shell casing the seed itself.
What if I lick the seeds before I plant them?
Then you're also adding your own biology to it.
Okay.
And some farmers, I think that's
I don't lick them. I just usually pop them in my mouth. I don't know why, but
That's the problem with chemically grown stuff, is that there's no biology on the seed. That's why the seed cannot produce, don't survive very well. But if you take chemically grown stuff and you put it in a very rich biology, the biology will help the seed to grow. But the problem is that the seed has been genetically grown with chemicals, and it's not going to eat the. It's like it's like you ate one thing, but you're not going to eat the good stuff, right? You're used to eating the junk food, like the chemical fertilizers are what they would eat. And so you have to teach them. That's why you can't just take genetically grown seeds and grow them in an organic garden and expect that seed to be organic and flourishing, because it's not going to happen. You may be lucky, it might catch on, but genetically wise, it's looking for that high nitrogen. It's looking, where's my chemicals? Where's my drugs? See, like a druggie, I need the drug, man. I can't do it all the way.
Yeah, they're on crack. That's why like Luna stuff does so well in my bed. That's why Calyx, both of these people they bred their seeds in organic soil.
Yeah,
so when I bring those seeds and put them in from their organic soil to my organic soil, they're already primed and ready to rock and roll.
Right.
When they take off, I get the most biggest, beautifulest things you've ever seen. And then the ones that, like the one I didn't, you can see it. They don't get as big. They don't get as full. You can definitely tell.
When I grew my pot, the worms got so much in the containers that sometimes I would have to take the plant and redo the plant because there were so many worms in there. Were coming out of the worms out of the container. You have to say, okay, guys, you got to slow this down, because I got really good at producing worms, and so my plants will tend to grow for years. And I made it so the bottom can come out and the worms would come out, and I would take the worms and use them elsewhere. Right now, my worm farm is producing so much worms, it's overflowing into the garden. Everywhere I look, there are worms, and they're actually literally little trail of worms out of the worms bin going out to the garden, because before they would die. Now there's more biology in the soil than ever before. I would love to do that at other people's places. It doesn't always work that way, because people are so geared to producing toxins, right? They're so geared to producing toxins, they just kill things on a regular basis. You have to change your habits, your idea of toxins. You have to not produce toxins, because we produce more toxins than any living thing on this planet. Very bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
I learned this one with my gut issues. Like I just couldn't hold the nutrient. Everything was just running right through me. That's when I found Ken. That's all about the biology, and Leighton and Dr. Lane Ingham.
Josh, did you use some worm castings? Did you use some worm?
Yeah, I need to start eating worm castings to get that biology in my gut. But then you realize that, hey, from dust to dust, you put these two things together, and it's like, holy shit, we're all connected.
That's right. We're all connected. That's what. Once you realize we're all connected, what you do to the left hand is also going to be done to your right hand, or to your whole body. And so people don't realize that if you put toxins in your yard, you're actually damaging the whole planet, because we're all doing that. Everybody's putting toxins in their yard. They won't let a weed grow, right, Ken?
Well, that's right. Especially in your area in Malibu, they don't want to see a mushroom. They don't want to see a weed. They don't want to see a leaf from a tree, and that's just destroying the organic life that's necessary for the biology to live on, to make everything work properly. But what's the contest? It's a seed giveaway, U.S. only.
No, it
So-
is. Oh,
Yes.
wait. Yeah.
Okay, so Jesse Martini is our seed sponsor for this week, and I don't have his Instagram handy, but he's on Instagram. So go over and give him some love and take a look at some of the work that he's done. I'm not sure exactly what he's offering for this giveaway, but if it's a Canadian winner, then they'll draw from Rick's vault. So there you go. That's how that works.
Cool.
Yeah.
I put his Instagram in the bottom.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah,
Dave,
Yeah.
it's not collecting entries.
And
Are you serious again? It's not.
Yeah,
Oh, you're right. It ain't. What's this?
You don't have
two
a
in row?
hashtag in front.
Hang on, let's see what's going on here.
They'd have to put the hashtag.
I think Rick broke it. That's what I think.
hey,
No, that's interesting. I didn't know that there was a hashtag.
I've never put a hashtag in.
no,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I've
always
never
we
put a
normally.
hashtag. Try this.
Oh, there we go.
You got 24. Counted the Jesse Martinis from before.
Okay.
Do it again just in case, everybody.
Put in Jesse.
And make sure you're in the Let's Be Budz live chat so that
Jeez.
your entry will count in the drawing.
So is this a drawing for a race, or is this just a straight up giveaway?
No, this is a drawing for the race. We're going to draw 11 names. 11 people are going to be in the race. And that winner of that race will win a pack of whatever Jesse is giving.
I like
Cool.
it.
All right, and then you have to be in the Let's Be Budz YouTube chat to put this in to be counted.
Yeah, I'll stick that.
Bump
in
out
there
just
too.
a minute, get yourself in, and then you can bump right back out if you want to.
Yeah, there. Put it in the chat.
While we're waiting for
Also-
that, I wanted to go back to the. Oh, sorry. You need something?
No, you go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Just about the seeds, and Annie's very correct. Where if it's not a healthy seed, it's more likely to get consumed by the biology. But if it's a healthy organic seed, then yeah, the biology is literally on the outside of the seed that's going to match up with the biology in the soil. And for the guys that don't know, when that seed does pop open, the biology necessary for the growth of that plant is actually inside of the seed, and you want it to come out into a live biology. But if it's growing in a manner that's not healthy, it's a GMO seed, then a lot of times if there's too much biology, it will literally consume the biology necessary for the plant to grow, and the seed will die.
The whole thing is geared to health.
Yeah.
The biology will gear into healthy things as opposed to unhealthy things. It will eliminate unhealthy things because that's the process of recycling that Mother Nature does. Mother Nature will go after the sick sheep every time to get rid of it. Just saying.
I got so much respect for all of you who compare the biology to the human gut. That's what we got to be doing.
Yeah,
We can solve a lot of our own problems if we do more of that.
The gut
Well,
is
we
really
have
your
healthy
brain.
food.
The gut is really your brain. That's where the body heals itself. Not the brain, but your gut. If your gut, you eat. It's not what you eat, it's what you absorb. So if your gut's not working right, you're gonna die.
Well, and
That's
it's
right.
also
Right.
what's in the food that you're consuming. Like we talk in cannabis growing and plant growing about having all the different micronutrients, those rock dusts and alfalfa and green sand, etc. That's all necessary. That's all building blocks that the plant, when we consume it, is supposed to come into our bodies, and that's where life does start in the soil. And then it moves into us. So we're all connected And the more people realize that, the more that you realize the food you're eating is your health. And if it's not healthy food, it's not a healthy plant, not a healthy animal, you can't be healthy.
Yeah,
It's-
we were just having this conversation. I was saying that the whole food is so healthy is because the very microbes we need to digest that food is on that food. So if you just eat it, you're gonna feed those microbes in your gut, and they're gonna flourish.
But it's so hard. Like if you're trying to eat healthy and you know that you're supposed to, and I have a very colorful diet, but you at least have safe foods that don't hurt every time you eat, you know, you're going to go for the safe foods, and they might not be the most like mineral across like vast or anything, but at least it is nutrition you're getting in your body. So personally, I struggle with that. And so, you know, I've been trying to rebuild my gut health or whatever it is and figure out what the whatever triggers are or anything like that. And recently I went to one doctor who gave me something that should help me every time I eat. I'm supposed to take this, and I have no idea what it is. I've heard from other people that, yeah, this totally made it not hurt anymore when I eat. So I take it every time. And I'm like, wow, this is the magical cure. No, it's not. Because guess what? If I can't afford that, if I can't get that, if they run out or they shut down for whatever reason, then I'm screwed. I'm right back to the same pain and shit that I'm in right now. So like, instead of taking that medicine, I've literally been taking 2 or 3 or 4 times a day, like probiotics, and just slamming it in my body. Like I haven't made my own or anything. I've just, you know, bought them, but it's still something, you know, because I figure if I can just overload with something good, then a lot of bad can't exist in there.
The only problem is when you overload, you can actually throw the balance off in the other direction and cause other problems. What you need to find out, what is your base problem that is causing these issues, and then fix that problem. It's like when
living. Living.
If your gut biology is supposed to be able to replicate itself and be in balance, so something's going on in your body and something you're eating, consuming, something in your environment that is wiping your biology out, or you wouldn't be having this problem.
Do you have a water? Do you have a water filter that you drink from?
No, sir.
Huh? You drinking city water?
Yeah. I mean, I grew up on the hose, so
that's your problem.
Chlorine and chloramine, it's killing the biology in your stomach every time you have a drink.
That's your problem right there.
Does it, like, if it's just sits, because aren't you supposed to let it sit and then it fades out?
It doesn't go away if you just let it sit. No, it doesn't. You have to have a specific
chloramine.
There's
and there's other stuff they're putting in the water too. It's not just chlorine.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is stop water, start only coffee.
Well, there's
no,
unless you're using clean water for coffee.
Oh, then that too. I mean, they're not cooking it out though. Doesn't it boil or something?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It actually concentrates it more.
Whoa. Learning.
Get yourself a water filter for. Actually, what I tell people, you need a whole house water filter, not just for indoors. You also need it outside, because the very same problem that you're having drinking water from city water killing your biology is the same problem that the plants are having and the soil having. It's killing the biology. You're not going to fix it if you keep doing the same thing that kills the biology. That will solve your problem. If you literally stop killing them, the biology come back, because everything you eat has biology in it. I would start something simple like sprouts. Try doing sprouts and drinking that liquid. That's a very simple thing, very easy to do. That will increase your biology right off the bat. Eat organic food, but don't wash it in the chemical water, right? Right? You're killing the biology that you really need. So you're sterilizing everything that you're eating. Forget about going to restaurants when they give you stuff that's no biology in it. It may look good, but you're not getting the biology that you know. What you should do, go hunting sometime, right? Go out in the forest and eat what's available. You might just get more biology that way.
Eat worm castings.
Last one.
There you go.
For every meal.
Nice try.
Eat worm castings.
Mail her some.
Put that shit on everything.
Mail her some worm castings.
No,
Find a way
seriously,
to filter
that's the
your
problem right
water.
there. Go ahead.
Find a way to filter your water so you're not drinking the city water that's full of the chemicals that is harming the biology in your stomach. And
That's
then
right.
you'll find that your body will bring things back into balance as soon as you stop killing the biology.
Well, I feel like I know what caused, or at least the area of time frame in my life when like everything started going bad, and I was on antibiotics for a long time because I had a
Yeah.
stomach infection for a
That was
while.
your
So,
biology right there.
yeah, so that's been like 5 years that I've now been struggling with this since. And like I've had my gallbladder removed because it wasn't functioning anymore, and so now I'm on like digestive enzymes and everything because my body isn't making stuff to process anything. And I also feel like I'm not absorbing anything, and I would rather just not eat. Forget it.
Are you eating organic stuff or just anything that comes your way?
Yes, I do eat organic stuff, but I just eat so rarely. Like I will eat bites of stuff, but most of my diet, I won't lie to you, it's chicken nuggets.
Yeah, there you go. So that'll kill anything.
Yeah.
Until eating other stuff hurts because I don't know what's going to trigger something, and then I have an episode that whole night, and then the next day I can't.
Yeah, that's an issue. That's an issue. So you go simple. You do something very simple. I'm telling you, you don't have to go the earthworm thing if you don't want to, if that bothers you. Just get some seeds, get some organic seeds and sprout them. Very simple. Then drink the liquid, a dash of lemon juice. It's not going to hurt your tummy. And the worst that will happen is you make a little diarrhea because your body's waking up.
So are you
Okay,
growing
so how do you
soil
make
cannabis?
sprouts? You just put them in water and then make
clean
bean
out the
sprouts?
bed.
Yeah, you let it soak in water overnight, the seeds that you're going to sprout. And then the next day, you normally take that water, you dump it out, and you rinse the plants on the seeds on a regular basis. Within a few days, they sprout, and you eat that. But the liquid is called Rejuvelac for a reason. I was with
biology.
I was with a person, Victor Kovinskis. He wrote Survival into the 21st Century. It's a very good book. You should get it because it teaches you how to deal with how Mother Nature has made it for you to survive, to heal yourself. And the sprouts are one of the most amazing things you can get your hands on that will bring the biology back into your body. But then you got to be careful not to eat stuff that will be killing it, like that city water. You're not going to heal yourself if your hand is getting burned in the fire. Take your hand out of the fire. Easy.
Yeah, I got a question. When you guys are growing your cannabis, are you growing it organically?
And I grow a vegetable garden outside every year as well. But yeah, we're organic.
So, when you're doing your de-leafing, take that, juice it,
There you
your
go.
cannabis leaf, and the smaller the particle size, it's easier for your body to digest it and use it. So instead of eating stuff, I know it's going to be kind of weird, but drink it like baby formula. Because your stomach's having a hard time digesting. You're not getting the nutrition into your body, into your cells. The smaller you make it, like a baby food, like a mash, like a liquid, the easier it is for your body to use that, and maybe can turn it around and start getting the healthy stuff back in your body.
That's honestly like before I had my gallbladder taken out, I wouldn't be able to eat anything without just getting incredibly sick. And so I was only able to eat turkey, like slices of turkey deli meat, lunch meat, and mozzarella cheese sticks. I would eat like one cheese stick, and then that's it for the entire day. And that's all I was getting by. And I would get the turkey already, like cut it up as fine or shred it or whatever, because I was at a point where at least if I throw it up, it's already cut up, it's already as small as I can get it, because I was anticipating that. And so I've gone on such a bland diet for such a long time, and I've been able to grow it and get to a place where I do have these safe foods that I know aren't safe. I know chicken nuggets have the saturated fat and stuff.
Well,
I'm
we
using
did
an
a lot of
air fryer.
rice. You do a lot of rice.
Yeah, rice and things like that. But the protein that I eat, or if I know that I need to get something in me, I'm going to go for that protein kind of a thing. And it's like I'm trying so hard to expand it further and try, like, I don't even care if I try more. I'm cool with limiting back down again because I'm so tired of hurting and everything. I'm so scared. I can't do anything because I don't know what's going to hurt or what's going to hurt the next day or something. And so, I want to reset my body, and I'm definitely not ready, I guess, to eat some worm castings. I'm not quite there.
We all got to eat.
You know what animals eat when they're sick?
Grass.
There you go, the chlorophyll.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I was wondering if chlorophyll had benefit to it, because when I make RSO and if I let it leach too long and that chlorophyll gets into it, my stomach will get more upset, I feel like, than a quick wash when it's just in and out in a few minutes.
No, so the chlorophyll, you have to learn how to do a little bit of it, but the chlorophyll will bring the bacteria back into your stomach. That's why vegetables are so good. They're green, right? You know, they're organic. Don't rinse it off with the city water. Eat it with a little bit of soil in it. Just take it right with the root systems and all and get it into your body. That's what I do. When I remember once in Puerto Rico, I would go pick a carrot and I washed it off. My great grandmother said, stick it back in the ground again. Okay, now pull it out. Now eat it with the soil, everything.
I mean, see, that's it though. I do that, especially over the summer when I've got a garden going and everything is fresh. Like
gardening with city water. Are you watering it with city water?
I don't water it. I let the rain do
I'd
it.
say 90% of our water is rainwater.
Okay.
So you're killing it with everything else you're eating, like probably soda and.
I mean, not too often. I drink a lot of water. I've limited my coffee down to 4 cups where it was, 2-3 pots a day.
A lot of water you're drinking.
Almost all I drink like 3
water.
times as much city water as she does, and I can eat anything I want. I don't know.
But I mean, I've upped my water intake, and I mean, I guess it might be city water. But that's a good point. You're drinking it, and and I take probiotics, like I said, every day. He doesn't rarely ever.
Look, my great grandmother lived to be 92. She would smoke a cigar on a regular basis. It doesn't mean that it's okay to smoke a cigar. Some people are superhuman in their body, and they can do that. You can drink all the city water you want to. It doesn't hurt Russ, see? But because you had this problem, you need to pay attention to that now. Lots of people can eat toxic.
No, I just need to toughen up, apparently.
Until Ross gets sick, and then the same thing starts to happen to him, and then you'll be looking at it going, okay, honey, here's your worm castings.
Yes.
I want to say something before we're done. So when you showed the pictures on my website, I have these 2 books, Don't Panic, It's Organic, and Natural Pest Control. Those are ebook form, which I can give away to you guys very easily. All you got to do is go to my website, do the inquiry form, sign up for the newsletter. There's a button there, click on it. I want my ebooks, and I'll send it to you right away. They're free. They're the exact copy of the book I have, but you would love that. And that's a lot of good, really good information on how to heal the soil, heal yourself.
I want to check it out, so I'll do that. And also, though, I want to show you now. Don't sue me. I didn't know it was trademarked, but I made this years ago, and it says, "Don't panic, it's organic."
Oh my God! So, look at that.
So
Wow.
I got to trademark in early 70s. I often get sued by companies. So the other day there was a marijuana place that they say Don't Panic, It's Organic, because you can't use Don't Panic, It's Organic. And I said, well, I own the copyright to it. And Don't Panic, It's Organic. It's just spread out all over the world. I would have been a wealthy guy have I gone into T-shirt business selling Don't Panic, It's Organic. See? And my lawyer says, are they taking away your money from selling the T-shirt? I don't sell a T-shirt, so I can't sue any of them, but they have a hard time suing me because I own the copyright to it.
Yeah, and they probably just
started in early 70s. I saw Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The first thing that says "Don't panic," right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's cool that you have it. It's fine. I'm not going to go after you. No, it won't hurt. It won't help you at all. I can say you can't do that. What's the point? No, enjoy it.
No, he might want you to make one for him because
Exactly.
Yeah. I would love to have
That's
one for me
cool.
with a little marijuana thing on it. Because I would love it. Right now, it's very difficult for me to actually. People think I'm crazy already. All they got to do is, hey, he smokes pot, he does LSD, he does all this stuff. He's crazy. I'm not going to listen to him anymore. They already think I'm Lulu when I'm there talk. I do kinesiology on a tree. You know what kinesiology is?
It's movement. I don't know exactly, but I know
It's a very cool way of listening to God, because basically you measure you use your body to answer your questions. So it's a muscle testing technique that you can see if this thing is good for you or not. But
cool.
I do it on trees. I'm on a branch and going, is this good for you? Right? And I learned
okay.
that we all deal with energy. All of us deal with energy. That's one of the things you have to learn in order to really heal yourself. I have a feeling that you're also being attacked by all kinds of energy fields, EMF rays, all kinds of stuff that weakens your magnetic field. Your magnetic field has to be strong to handle all this stuff. And if it doesn't, then your food, your energy is not going to process through it. You're not going to survive. So one of the things you may want to do that will help your energy is learn how to use magnets. Lodestone is a natural magnet. It's found in nature. But if you come anywhere near that, your body goes, right? And that's what you want to do. If you do that, you become like Superwoman all of a sudden.
Okay, hold on now. You've lost me.
You gotta find a
Yeah,
load.
yeah.
A lodestone. Okay, I didn't hear what the stone was called. What is that?
LODE. LODE. Load.
Yeah, LODE. Load.
LODE.
I can't go near it because I'll vibrate.
No, you want it. You want it because your body will respond to that magnetic field, and it will strengthen your magnetic field. I have a strong feeling that you have a very weak magnetic field.
So me too.
That's what's going on in your body. See, you have a weak magnetic field. You're being attacked by all these radiations.
Too much
Right?
Wi-Fi in your house and around your house. Do you do any grounding at all?
Oh, she absolutely wears wireless headphones 24/7.
That's
Yeah,
part of
yeah,
the
and it
problem.
goes right through your brain, right through your system. Your whole body goes. We're not getting the energy we need. That's what you really eat for. You eat the trace minerals. Like I tell people, cosmic rays shoot through the earth, and you know what happens if it goes through a trace minerals? It absorbs that trace mineral, that energy, and when you eat it, you get that energy also. So what you're really trying to do is get the energy that the universe is giving to us. If you don't get that, if you don't get grounded, that's the reason why you're grounded, because you become an antenna. You absorb the energy. It doesn't go through you, passes you. Your body absorbs it, and that's the real cost that you need to do is pay attention to your grounded. Ideally, you know what you have to do? Take off your shoes, take off your socks, sit on the earth for a while, walk around the earth. That alone will ground you. Walk on the beach.
I do. I walk barefoot very often, indoors
Okay,
and
well,
outdoors. I'm a very barefoot person.
Right. Then you need to learn how to ground yourself, but you're still not being grounded. Once you start getting, you take any kind of trace minerals supplement for trace
I take a
minerals?
multivitamin.
Yeah, but multivitamin has maybe just a few of them. You need like 96 different trace minerals.
No.
You eat salt though.
Oh, I eat salt like a mofo.
Well, what kind of salt?
Sea salt.
Iodized salt?
Sea salt.
What kind of salt?
Sea salt.
Sea salt is not what you think it is, because they take it from the ocean and they filter it out, and that's not what you want to eat. So you want to eat the salt that's found, that's very ancient salt beds. That's what you want, whether it be Celtic salt, or it be there's a whole bunch of salt, that pink Himalayan salt. These are salts with 90 trace minerals in it. There's a product called C90, SEA90, 90 trace minerals in it.
I'm going to need a lot of chicken nuggets to get the strength to go hard.
I have some good news. I have some
What you do is very
C90.
simple. In a glass of water, you need warm water. A pinch of this salt becomes an electrolyte. Your body absorbs it. It starts to get the trace mineral in your body. See, once you get the trace mineral in your body, your system starts to work. All the energy, you have 108 different energy fields in your body. They're called chakras. And if they're not working, you can't circulate the energy. And if you can't circulate the energy, the food is not going to circulate. Same thing with plants. Plants circulate the energy. If it doesn't circulate, then the trace minerals doesn't follow the energy. It's not there. That's your real cause that you have to do. Do you meditate? Yes.
No, I don't go alone with these quiet things in my head. No, I
That's
don't go
what you
quiet.
gotta
in
do.
there.
You have to meditate. Very simple. It's just learn to be in touch with nature. Learn to listen to it. Once you start listening to, like right now, you know what's going on? The sun is giving us such an electromagnetic field bath. It's really very bad. It's freaking people out because they don't know how to pass it through. Right now, we're going through major changes. I'll just throw it in. We're 10 degrees into the coronation now. We're going into a different field of energy, and the energy is going to get high. It's like fishes in the ocean have to learn to be fishes in the air. That's a different energy thing entirely. So you have to learn all about energy because you either better change or you're going to die. You have to change. You have to
Dude, that's what it feels like. Every single day, it feels like I'm just dying slowly. And then some days
Exactly.
it's like, oh, I did good. I took enough probiotics and I don't feel so shaky today or something. I don't know, but it's very few and far between. Do I actually feel like, hey, today I feel safe in my body?
So the universe is telling you through us here, meditate, concentrate on your energy field, and you'll be surprised how fast your biology start coming back to you. If you don't have the ability to attract the biology is not going to find you. The biology will come to you because that's what it does. It circulates energy, right? That's why you need organic stuff. Because, what?
Sit in the middle of your grow where it's really healthy and vibrant, and try to take the earphones out and listen to the plants instead. They are talking to you energetically.
There's a lot talking to me energetically.
Use the force.
I'll tell you what too. I write this music, and music is it's called inner gardening music because it has all the frequencies. If you listen to it, your body will listen to it. You'll start to change your energy. You'll be surprised how fast you will start to heal.
Let's give some seeds away, shall we?
Base time. Let's go.
Yeah.
Elephant in there. Little elephant.
Elephant.
Whoa. Where's the camel fridge?
Is that a zebra with a watermelon?
Yes, it is. Yes,
Oh
that
my
is.
God.
Is it Isa Rookie with a teacup there?
I'm a coconut.
It is.
Patrick has me concerned.
Oh, here comes the fish. Look at the fish.
A frog with a tire. That's kind of
J. Patrick. A green
That's so
banana.
Hot chocolate over there, man.
It's a coconut, you guys. Come on.
That skunk ape.
Oh, look at this guy.
All right, let's go skunk ape.
He's doing it.
You're way too far ahead there, Doc.
That's a
You're way
fast
too
one.
far ahead, Doc.
Oh.
Beefed up, ain't it? Beefed up hard.
the hell is that?
The buzzard.
Wow, that is cool.
Like a really short.
Yeah, no doubt.
28 seconds
It's
left.
a zebra.
Skunk ape. Don't fall back.
Zebra with a watermelon zebra.
My God, thank God sharks don't have legs.
You'd be scared shitless, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would not be anywhere near the ocean.
I think that the baseball bat with the baseball bat is a bit menacing. If I would, I don't know what he's
Somebody's gonna make a move on
Oh,
you.
the horse comes out of nowhere.
That's Poe.
Oh,
The poor banana.
Poor banana.
Mespo,
Too cool.
Mespo, I need
to go.
your contact info. Oh no, I've got it. I've got your contact information. Congratulations, well done. We'll get those.
And the early bird winner, Be the Arrow, he was wondering what he won. You won a spot in next week's race for the almighty Lost Coast Plant Therapy. You get a backpack. It's for the big one, is it not, Rick? Next month is for the big one.
No,
So
we had the big. We had the big one, I think.
Oh, you're right. So this you get a 32 ounce and
some merch. You'll get a T-shirt or something, and
Eric hooks it up.
So,
He's a great guy. But
I think reach out to me and I'll send the information to Rick to put you guys together.
yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, thank you. That'd be great. My God, how quickly the time went. Andy and Ken, thank you so much for joining us. Both of your contact information, your Instagram information is in the show notes. And then from there, Andy, they'll find your website and so on. So that's really good. Really do appreciate you coming by.
Thank you.
Doing great work over there, Josh. Love what's going on there, buddy. Chat, we love you. Russ and Emily, last words, please.
Yeah, well, thank you guys so much, actually, for joining us, because this was an awesome conversation, and I hope that we can have more, because this was a lot of fun to talk to you guys. Also, please join us on Saturday starting at 12 noon Eastern for our Last Prisoner Project Chatathon. It's going to be a good 12 hours, so pop in at any point, hang out with us for a while. Other than that,
much love.
Stay sticky.
And keep growing.
Stay sticky.
Hey, stick around.
Wednesday nights, the vibe is right. Uncle Rick's got the stories that light the night. Little E Bud by his side, they're ready to go. Spartan grown on the screen, putting on a show. Let's gather around, bring your favorite strain. Anything grows, let the good times reign. Live chat buzzing, the energy's high. With every giveaway, we reach for the sky. Let's be buds, oh it feels so right. In the heart of the evening, everything's bright. Duck races roll.